Hi there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and welcome back for another side quest in info. So, I know it says Venom info, but why not give with Carnage's relative? Because since it's about him, about Carnage, and it's a relative about Venom, well, let there be carnage anyway. So, yes. I'm back as your friendly neighborhood spider cop for more of information that you like to know, as I will be your get-to-go guy of this frightening way of maximum carnage of this, because he knows how to go into maximum full power. So why not dive into it and get this started, shall we? So, Cletus Cassidy / Carnage may have first appeared in the 90s as one of Spider-Man's most dangerous enemies, but the character has never been more popular. With the major Absolute Carnage event of 2019, as well as an upcoming live-action appearance in the recently titled live-action sequel, Venom, Let There Be Carnage! So, yay! Because whoever knew that Venom is an R-rated movie, or was it PG-13? Because I didn't get the info, to be honest, but I've heard the movie, but did not know the rating, so forgive me. So, so the top 5 of the best, and the top 5 of which is the worst. How do you like them apples in the Big Apple? So, while we don't know much about Woody Harrelson's upcoming portrayal of the symbiotic serial killer, there are quite a few versions of Carnage for the film to use for inspiration. Today, we are going to take a look at a few of the best and worst versions of Carnage that I can put it into your mind and make you guys think, which is imagination tanks. Today we are going to take a look at a few of the best and the worst versions of Carnage we have ever seen for over the years. And when I mean those years, you're going to see Carnage USA. The original version of Carnage is still one of the best. This is number 10, the top 5. Number 5, which would be the Best of 5 Carnage USA, which saw Cletus Cassidy gorge on a herd of livestock to increase the mass of his symbiote, which allowed him to take over almost the entire town of Doverton and the Avengers. Yeah, and that, when I say everything is Arkham about the versions of Carnage. Because not everything is rainbow ponies and unicorns, to be honest, because things will go terribly wrong, because this is the ultimate Arkham universe, for crying out loud. And you think everything is going to be Happysville. No, it's not! Because, why? Because everything in this entire game, and not to mention the versions of Carnage, is Arkham. Including this music for what troubles about the symbiotic creature named Carnage. This version of Carnage was also responsible for the Maximum Carnage massacre, and existed before most of the cosmic and supernatural aspects were added as pure symbiotic mayhem. Though he spent most of his time locked away in Ravencroft. In other words, Arkham Asylum, see? That Spider-Man has its own Arkhamverse, like Batman, and nobody agreed to it. Guess who's been proven wrong? It's the ones who say they were wrong, and guess who is right? Me, of course, but I'm not the only one. So there you have it. So, here's a number 5 one. Cosmic Carnage, which is the worst. Top 5, and it's number 5. As if Carnage wasn't already overpowered by his symbiote, a chance encounter during a fight with Spider-Man brought the Silver Surfer into battle. I'm not kidding. The Silver Surfer into battle. And the symbiote recreated to the Surfer's arrival by abandoning Cletus Cassidy, which is wow. And attempting to bond with the Surfer to become the Carnage Cosmic. So, with the power of cosmic powers, it can rival that to Ultra Instinct Goku. And not to mention, can rival somewhat to One Punch Man Saitama, perhaps. But that is up to you guys. But I mean, come on, Cosmic Carnage, having the powers of the Silver Surfer, who is now controlling him and the host. I mean, come on, really? The Surfer was able to resist the symbiote, and it returned to Cassidy. Before turning into a much bigger cosmic threat that can rival to that of Lord Beerus, the god of destruction, and not to mention Lord Ciampa from Universe 6. Wow. And the storyline only almost jumped the shark by combining a Herald of Galactus with Carnage. I mean, really? Come on! This is not... I don't know if that... I think it may kind of worked, but then again, I don't know. Number 4. Best of 5. Number 4, Dark Carnage. Yes! Dark Carnage! The aforementioned Absolute Carnage event introduced a new version of Carnage to this Marvel universe. Had been bonded with the Grendel symbiote and manipulated by the symbiote god Null to become Dark Carnage. Not only was Dark Carnage larger and more powerful than previous versions, but the rotting yet lives the corpse of Cletus Cassidy was also able to use maggot-like pieces of the Grendel symbiote to enslave others, including Miles Morales, aka Ultimate Spider-Man. It's just, yeah, that is very Arkham if you want to think about it, because the way that how the Dark Carnage was able to fuse with Null is really frightening. And I think Dark Carnage would give Goku Black a run for his money, if you want to know. So definitely, that is something you'd like to know. Of course, if Kirito were to try to find off against Dark Carnage from Sword Art Online, I could see that in a possible match, but he would need to have lots of stamina because he was no match for the original Venom. If you want to know, I'm sorry, but he was no match for Venom because of the hard, super powered of high stamina, if you want to know. But he did learn his lesson when he fight off against Venom, Kirito and Venom, if you want to know. But can he he cannot outguts him, he cannot outrun Dark Carnage, but can he outsmart Dark Carnage with his fellow teammates? I would say yes. And not to mention, what about Monkey D. Luffy? Would he be able to withstand Dark Carnage as well? Including those like from My Hero Academia, like Izuku, like Deku, for instance. So I think that might be possible, but I would say this match would be in a deadlock. And Goku has Ultra Instinct. I would say, this is a tough call, but I am going to say by a narrow margin, Goku Ultra Instinct would win this battle, if you want to know. So there you have it. So it is something to ponder about. Okay, so number 4 of the worst, Poison Carnage. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Poison Carnage, if you want to know. the multiversal species known as the poisons, harvest symbiotes in order to consume and take over their hosts, essentially becoming corrupted, venomized versions of their former selves, meaning the Poison Army was full of powerful multiversal heroes and villains. And yes, it'll work on the Japanese anime universe as well, including Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, and Super Sentai, including Precure and Digimon, not to mention in the Dragon Ball universe and Sailor Moon universe. So there you have it. For not trying to be, or should I say, please wake up, because you're not Rumpelstiltskin. When the Poisons attacked the mainstream 616 reality and encountered opposition, they rebonded Cletus Cassidy to a symbiote and turned him into a poison, though he soon betrayed them and was killed once again. So yeah, I mean, not so smart on Cletus Cassidy's part, if you want to know, because he's not that of a genius. He thinks he likes to betray because he wants to betray them and does his own way as the Joker persona, but instead he did this the hard way. So if only he knew. Number 3, as in the best, Darkhold Carnage. And you think there's a good guy as Carnage? I'm not so sure. While the overall storyline from the Carnage ongoing failed to capitalize on the potential of a Cletus Cassidy empowered by the chaos chaos magic, if you want to add it, of the Darkhold, the possibilities of a supernatural Carnage could have opened up many new avenues before the Null storyline explored similar territory, if you want to know. Cassidy's encounter with the Darkhold and the Elder God Chithan, if I got his name right, still managed to spawn a few more symbiotes, Raze and Jubilee. No, not Jubilee, it's Jubilee. Jubilee, okay? That's how the name pronounced it, into the Venom family, while also erasing the symbiote's usual weaknesses to sonics and fire. In other words, those heroes and supervillains are going to have a hard time getting rid of Darkhold Carnage, and that is a yikes moment. It may try to get rid of some of its weaknesses. It may be possible. It may be not possible to defeat. It's probable to defeat it. Probable, not possible. It is probable. So, number 3 of the worst, Superior Carnage. The Superior Carnage. Following the lobotomization of Cletus Cassidy by Scarlet Spider in Minimum Carnage. I was about to say Maximum, I'm sorry. It's because I'm autistic, I'm sorry. I have autism, so really, to be honest. Not everyone is perfect, if you want to know. He is taken by the Frightful Four, not the Fantastic Four. The Frightful Four! And the Carnage symbiote is forcibly removed and bonded with the unwilling criminal scientist Dr. Carl Malice. Or Malice. Dr. Carl Malice or Malice or Carl... Yeah. The Superior Carnage was controlled by the Wizard and equipped with weapons. Though after they encountered Superior Spider-Man, The experiment quickly went off the rails, and the Carnage symbiote rampaged before Spider-Man imprisoned it. There you have it. It was imprisoned and will not be escaped ever again. Thank you very much. Number 4. Or should I say number 2? Spider Carnage. Yes! Spider Carnage. And from the amazing Spider-Man 2 game of that skin, and not to mention from Spider-Man the animated series, that type, Spider Carnage, there you have it. And it's in the top 5 of the best of Carnage symbiotes. Not the worst, the best of the top 5. During Peter Parker's clone Ben Reilly, if you want to know, Ben Reilly's tenure as Spider-Man, he encountered the Carnage symbiote when it was using John Jameson as a temporary host. Though it quickly abandoned him and attempted to bond with Reilly to become Spider Carnage. Well, Ben Reilly. So instead of Peter Parker, it's Ben Reilly's turn, and that is not a good sign. While Reilly was able to retain control long enough to separate himself from the symbiote, we still love the design and Spider Carnage's nostalgic appearance on Spider-Man, the animated series. There you have it. So that was Ben Reilly, but not Peter Parker. Did the studio kind of got the names mixed up, or what? Did I got myself mixed up? I mean, wow, that is just absolutely mind blown. Can you imagine? I did not see that coming. Yes, not even you guys did not see that coming too as well. Can you believe it? Hooray for you! You won this while watching this video. You're welcome, Internet. You are welcome. Alright, number 2 of the worst. Axis. Yes, that's right, Axis. When Red Onslaught threatened the world during the Axis event, a number of heroes and villains had their personalities inverted by a spell cast by the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Doom. Okay, so when did the Scarlet Witch become a villain and not a hero? Didn't we see her from Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron, and not to mention Infinity War, and plus also Endgame? I guess they showed a different version of the Scarlet Witch, aka Wanda. So while Cletus Cassidy, how do I say this, was still clearly insane, he did appear to sacrifice himself during a battle with the inverted X-Men to stop a gene bomb that would have wiped out, wiped out the non-mutant population, though he was soon thankfully returned to his normal homicidal self. Wow, you don't see that coming of a twist now, do you? And here comes number 1 of the top 5 best, Red Goblin. That's right, Red Goblin. Cletus Cassidy isn't the only villain to bond with the Carnage symbiote, if you want to know, so thank you very much. Wow. As we saw in the Go Down Swinging storyline. That's right. Quote, Go Down Swinging storyline, end quote. Norman Osborn / Green Goblin was able to get his hands on the Carnage symbiote, which I've never seen him done that before, and bonded with it in his Goblin formula to become the Red Goblin. Now that could have worked. As the Red Goblin, he then proceeded to take down Spider-Man and his closest allies before Peter Parker rebonded with the Venom symbiote and was finally able to separate Norman Osborn from the Carnage symbiote. and he went back to the original Green Goblin, but then he's no longer the Green Goblin anymore because he no longer wears the costume, and he's now no longer called the Green Goblin. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And number one of the top 5 of the worst, Ultimate Carnage. Which I don't understand why. The Ultimate Universe version of the Carnage symbiote has a much different origin, as it was created by Dr. Kirk Connors and his lab assistant using Peter's DNA and the Venom symbiote, which had been created by Peter and Eddie Brock's father. So, Richard Parker and Eddie Brock's father. They kind of followed the Ultimate Spider-Man game, which was on the original Xbox and PlayStation 2, if you want to remember, but it's kind of similar to that of the game, if you want to know, because you could check out my Let's Play of Ultimate Spider-Man, which is only on Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. And you are free and welcome to watch Ultimate Spider-Man on that Let's Play, which is on Games of Marvel playlist or something else. After escaping, Carnage followed its genetic connection to Peter back to his home, if you want to know, and it's pretty convenient, where he killed Gwen Stacy before Spider-Man was able to stop it. His version of Carnage shares a similar look to the mainstream version, but never felt complete without Cletus Cassidy. So there you have it. Ultimate Carnage without Cletus Cassidy, who was on the rampage. And yes, Ultimate Carnage was on Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions in that game, and if you played that game of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, you can watch that Let's Play too, as I fought off against Carnage, who's like the angry bulldog puppy who has no home without a host, but likes to make people unalive in its own way version, because everything is Arkham. Why? Because it is Arkham. Because so people will get killed off, because everything is Arkham of the comic books of Venom, Carnage, and Spider-Man. It works with Batman, so it works with Spider-Man, just like the Batman comic books of DC and Nightwing, including Superman. So, I do believe we are going to stop here for the time being. And don't you worry, I think I'm going to pick up another topic that's not about Venom, or how about another topic about 5 of the best Carnage storylines and 5 that are the worst, if you like to know. Whichever works your mantle. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me, what do you guys think of the comic books, or what do you think about this information that I told you about of 5 of the worst and 5 of the best versions of Carnage. And yes, it's still called Venom in Side Quest and Venom Info, because it relates that to Venom. Thank you very much. Hello! Carnage is a relative of Venom, so I'll put the words Venom because he gets the credit besides Carnage. Thank you very much. So don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me, what do you guys think of Marvel Spider-Man? Do you like it or hate it? Mash that like button or share this video if you guys love the information I give you as your get-to-go guy. So, this is Leo Wolverine saying, and speaking as always as your friendly neighborhood spider cop who takes chances, making mistakes, and getting messy like peanut butter and chocolate or breakfast for dinner. Because when the going gets tough, the job gets it done for a breath of fresh air. And this game is rated T for teen because it's not KID friendly, because this is the Ultimate Arkham universe. This is Alliance teen. This should have been M rated, and I'm still going to argue. Thank you very much. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember to fight with honor, love, truth, and justice. And see you guys next time for more of Marvel Spider-Man, of any side quest and information as your get-to-go guy. I myself, your friendly neighborhood spider cop, Leo Wolverine, on Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go fight crime or else because things are not looking good on my mental. Hey! Will you guys pull over because it's not gonna save you on 15% or more on Geico if you want to know. Thank you very much.